everyone, it's Anne at Martin House Flowers. So I'm back in town. I'm happy to be back and in my greenhouse. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new to my channel. I hope that you will like and subscribe, and I look forward to all my upcoming videos that I plan to share with you in 2025. I was in Toronto visiting my family. I'm originally from the Toronto area, and early this month in January, I flew out to Toronto for a couple weeks. And as with, the garden and representing all the different seasons of change, it turns out that my family back in Toronto was also going through a number of significant changes in life. So in this video, I thought I would share what we've been up to in the month of January. While I was away, I attended the funeral of my uncle that had sadly passed away in December. And, the silver lining to that was that I got to spend some time with family members that we don't always get to see. Sadly, we see them at funerals. So it was nice to see some cousins, my extended family of aunts and uncles. And of course, the intention of my trip back home was to spend some quality time with my kids, my grown daughters, and my new grandson. So the changes that were starting to happen, which came as a bit of a surprise, a little bit of a shock, quite honestly, was that my dad had decided to get admitted or move into a senior living center. Unfortunately, he had fallen quite a few times. We had actually driven down to Toronto for just a few days before Christmas, and I could see that, his health was really failing, and unfortunately he had suffered a few falls. So my brother and him had found a very nice place to move into, and as much as I thought that this was potentially coming, it came as a shock, honestly, that this was happening a few days after I arrived in Toronto. So at least I was there to help with the transition and help him get settled in. And of course, I was also there to spend some time with my new grandson and help out with the first few weeks of his life and his new family, my daughter and my son-in-law. So how that relates to the garden, thought about how the garden always changes with every season. In the wintertime, the plants and trees and shrubs have all gone dormant. They've gone to sleep, and they basically work on rejuvenating their roots. And over the next weeks and months, they go dormant and they strengthen themselves. And eventually they come up with new seedlings, new foliage, and eventually beautiful flowers. Well, I thought about how that relates to human life, and how with the spring or the new year in this case, or the end of the year, there was a birth of my beautiful new grandson. And also with that was the change of life for my parents. And I know many of you are probably going through some similar times of life, whether it be some grief or sadness and change in our lives, whether it be, moving, change in our marriages, our kids, all of that. We all suffer with some sadness. And it just made me think about how many of us really go to the garden for some solace, some refuge, and just some promise and hope of a new beginning. So even though, my parents have gone through this significant change in their life, they're still making plans. They are cutting back in terms of simplifying life. We all, decorated for Christmas, prepared for Christmas with our families. And then in January, it's a little bit sad because we have to take a lot of that down and make changes and, again, prepare for the next season. Today, I came home I came home last night from Toronto, and I looked around, and although I had put away a lot of Christmas already because I didn't want to come home to that, I changed the tablecloth and, you know, put out just some simple forest bulbs that I have here beside me. My paper whites had happily bloomed while I was away, and I inspected the greenhouse and I looked around to see what was still thriving. Nothing had luckily died. Actually, I did lose a little plant indoors that was, already struggling. So in the next video, I plan to go visit the local garden market in Sycamore. Barb over there has a beautiful plant store. I want to go through and talk about indoor plants with her, get some advice and tips on how to grow indoor plants, because I know I have certainly struggled with them. And I think a lot of us look to our indoor home and look for some new life, whether it be some flowers, forest bulbs, some new house plants. And also I had just last week posted a video about my January seeds, flower seeds that I plan to start. I was happy to see that many of you enjoyed that video. So, and someone even commented that she would like to see me post a series of the different seedlings that I plan to start each month or each week, and talk about the different characteristics of those seedlings, little tips on how to grow them successfully. So I will absolutely do that as per that comment. So I really, really appreciated that comment, and I hope that you will comment below in today's video as to what types of content you would like me to bring in the upcoming videos. So I will be planting out sowing my seeds for sweet peas, let's see, pansies, violas, a bunch of other cool flowers, and of course snapdragons. I will actually do a separate video about snapdragons because they were my most successful and, quite honestly, the simplest cut flower you can grow. So I want to share all of that with you, and I hope that you will join me and as I go along in planting all of our upcoming cut flowers. I hope that this holiday season was special for all of you. I hope that you have had time to connect with your family and friends. I was really grateful to have planned a little get together with an old friend from college that I hadn't seen in almost 10 years. I took a train to see one of my closest friends, my first friend in college, and I spent the afternoon with her. So I'm going to share with you my little train ride to the east end of Toronto and the outskirts there, and just show you a few little highlights of Toronto and walks with my grandpuppy Millie. And out of privacy, I won't be showing anything with my grandson, but you might catch a little glimpse as we were going for our walks in Toronto. But I just wanted to share this little video with you today to talk about the changes and the new beginnings of 2025 and what that means and looks like to us here at Martin House Flowers. And I hope that I will see you. Thanks for joining me today.
Union Station is your stop, please take a quick moment to see that you have all your personal belongings with you so you don't forget it on the train. And for those of you staying on the train, after we stop at Union, we will be continuing further eastbound, making all stops to Durham College. Josh will go. On behalf of Go Transit and the operating crew, thank you for running with us this morning. Have a great day. Union Station is our next stop.
post.
Look all the lighthouses. Seven dwarfs.
Whoops. I had them upside down. Can you lift it?
Oh, these right here. What's this?
Oh, can you turn it inside? Oh, it's empty.
Yeah.
Oh, how much?
$4.